Hey, it's Mikey Mike. Hey, we're back in Long Beach and it's our foil session. That's right, it's Session 4. And just getting the kite set up here, and I'm going to do a self-launch. We got the Cabrinha 17 meter out today, and I was just getting ready to do that.
Do you know how to launch?
And a gentleman said, hey, you want me to launch you? And I was like, well...
with a big kite as well?
So he's saying he has a 17 meter, or he's been kiting and he's taking lessons. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I can handle it. The winds are really light. His name's Fred. He's a really great guy. And so I said, okay, no problem. Give it a shot. Winds are super light, not like Lake Isabella, to where the gentleman said he could launch, and just completely almost a nightmare. So anyway, he did a great job managing the monster kite here. 17 meter Cabrinha Contra. And we're up in the air, and we're ready to go. So thanks, Fred. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the help. And actually, I saw some people on the shore that said, "Hey, what's up? I saw your videos," which was really cool. So anytime you see it, see me out there, just say, "Hey, give me a shout out," because hey, I'm having a great time. These videos are here just to help me. Sometimes they're a little bit longer, but sometimes it might help somebody else out there. I'm 57 years old and 260, almost 270 pounds, and it's a struggle, but I'm having such a great time. So trying to work it through the little waves here. There was a hurricane down in the south, brought a few little swells here in Long Beach this weekend, but we're making it out. It's a little tricky, but hey, it's all good. So we kind of made it out there, and so we body dragged out to the kind of past the buoy line here, so we're pretty far off the shore. Spun the board around, and it's easier to just spin it around on the foil itself. Just kind of use the foil as a pivot point. You try to fight the foil, it's going to be really difficult. So just use that as a pivot point. And people having a hard time getting their board on their feet, like me with limited mobility. I push the board away, and it's a struggle trying to get these boards with the foils on away. So I swing my foot up, and then I push the board away. And it's tricky, so I'm pulling the center lines in here because the winds are super light. I'm trying to get that kite to fly, and as soon as you get the movement in the kite, it's a lot better. So we're able to get the kite moving, and struggling to get enough power because it is super light right here. It's probably 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's I was struggling. It got a little bit better later on, so that's cool. And I got some great long runs, more touch and goes and taxis, but still doing a little bit foiling, so it was fun. And getting upwind, which was great. So I'm feeling like I'm doing a lot better. It's only 4 session in, but I'm managing to keep the board on my feet, even when I'm kind of falling in the water and not crashing as much. So. And even my crashes are kind of just, there's a few face plants, believe me. But, so we're up in foiling, and then kind of a torpedo one. But, yeah, it's doing pretty good. I mean, for me, that's what I'm thinking. But let me let you know that 17 meter is a real struggle to foil on. It's a light kind of wind kite, and but you know what? There's a lot of, it's super slow. My 14 meter switchblade is a lot better to foil on. I had a lot better experience on the kite. You can get it to go where you need it to go quickly, and I like that a lot better. So a little kite cam perspective, kind of little touch and goes here, a little taxiing, and then up on foil. And you can kind of tell when the water's not white spraying underneath. We're on foil. When we're spraying like that, it's a little taxi. So. Then there's the foil session there. Look at that, kind of nice and clean and smooth. We're not getting real high up. I only have a 24-inch mast, so that's a little tricky. Although when you're up on the 24-inch mast, it's a long fall down, to tell you the truth. But we're doing pretty good. So once again, only 4 session out, so. Doing good and getting some long runs in, that's for sure. So, and then a few face plants and torpedo ones, that's for sure. kind of little face plant, and the board goes the other direction. So back up and ride in the other direction. And once again, the Contra, it was a little, it was a super light wind, so I figured I'd pump up the 17 meter. It was great for a kind of a session saver for the surfboards, but for the foil, it was just too slow. You need something a little bit faster to kind of move around, and that way you can keep it over your head a little bit and generate some power with the kite, and not so much have a powerful kite. I think that's a big difference, what I've noticed so far. So for those of you guys trying to learn how to foil board like I am, haven't tried to do any kind of foot switching or transitions or anything like that, just trying to get up on foil and kind of get upwind and come back and get downwind. Now going away from the beach, it seems like I have pretty good board control, not a lot of foiling, but on the way back to the beach, it seems like the way the tide is and the way the winds go, I'm up on foil a little bit easier. So, but I am cutting upwind, so that's a good sign. So the best thing to do is kind of do the poop squat. Kind of just stay over your board one-handed. Seems to be the best trick, at least for me. And just kind of bend at the knees a little bit and a little front foot pressure, and then just kind of like a bounce almost to kind of get the foil up. And if you do it too much, the foil really comes up, and then you're playing bucking bronco, so that's not good. So I have my foil set completely all the way back on the board. I think the next session I'm going to move it up an inch or so and see if I can get a little bit more lift, because I have to force the lift, and I'm trying to make it a little bit more board friendly, I would say. When I'm up on foil, it still wants to stay down. But we'll see what happens. So here I just stopped, and now we're going to spin the board around, and I'm just going to pivot it right there where my hand is. It's the easiest way to get the board around, and don't try to fight it. Just try to pivot it right on the foil. It'll turn around nice and easy. If you try to fight that foil, it's going to be tough. So going this direction, I can get my foot up, so I have to push the board away and swing my foot up. But to push the back of the board away, I'm fighting the foil, so it's difficult. So I almost have to walk my foot backwards, and that time I actually missed. So I had to do it again. So push the board away, swing my foot up, and then push the board away again. And it's hard to push with the foil. So trying to get that back foot is a little tricky going the other direction. Because what's unfortunate is I have kind of limited mobility when I can only swing one foot up, so depending which direction I'm going, I still swing the same foot up. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Bad arthritis, bad back, bad everything, but love kiteboarding. So I'll do what it takes, man. It's just amazing. So if you guys got any tips or tricks, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Tell me your struggles. Maybe I can learn from you guys as well. Tricky when it's super light wind, but every session is a learning opportunity. So no matter if it's light wind or strong wind, get out there and do. So we're up and moving and one-handed, and then now we're kind of foiling here, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I can take my hand off the bar, I can just kind of cruise right along, I can control the power a little bit. Kite placement was a little tricky because sometimes I got the kite a little too low, and I was moving along really quick here a couple times, and I had the kite super low, but I'm carving upwind at the same time, and we're up on foil. And you'll see the wingtip coming in one of these shots, I think. But just having a great time, kind of moving back and forth a little bit on the foil, which was, there's the wingtip down there. It's so I was pretty low, and then, man, face plant. So I think the 14 meter would have been a lot better choice. Maybe not the first session, but definitely the rest of the day would have been the smarter choice on the foil. A surfboard, actually, the winds came up a little bit. I did a surfboard session a little bit later in the afternoon, and I was overpowered, and it was pulling me. I couldn't get upwind. I mean, I got upwind, but I couldn't. It wasn't as easy with so much power, and with the smaller kite, you can maneuver it better and kind of stay upwind. It was a lot easier. So, highly recommend going smaller. It's better for you, or at least better for me. So let me know what you feel about that down in the comments. So I was struggling here. I was, like completely under the water, having a tough time. Just not enough wind, and I couldn't get any ground going. But you see how slow that kite moves. It's just really, really, really slow. And which was good to, I'm not even sure if it was great for me when I was learning, but I was struggling so much with it that you finally pick it up. But once you get on the, when I got my 14 and my 11 meter, oh my gosh, the kiting just seems so much better, especially with wind. So now this is foiling, so a little bit different story. So, but I'm picking it up pretty good. At least the taxiing part here is not getting a lot of foil, height, but you're definitely, the foil's underneath you and it's giving you lift. So there's no way I can ride a surfboard really slow like this without that extra lift underneath it. And this particular slingshot board is super buoyant, so it's super nice. I really like it. I think it's the Intimidator or Eliminator. It's a soft top style board with a hard bottom, and it has inline straps. But it's similar to my surfboard, so everything kind of feels the same, kind of the same stance, and that helps a lot. So Long Beach is a great place to learn how to foil, that's for sure. I definitely wouldn't want to try this at Lake Isabella or Lake Mojave. There's a little traffic cruising by, and there's not a lot of safe zone. Long Beach is super Long Beach. You get in trouble, you can just basically you'll end up down the beach and just walk back up. Now this board is pretty heavy, and the foil's heavy. Although it's a carbon fiber foil, there's aluminum mass, and the board's pretty heavy, so it's a haul back up the beach. So even before I even foil, I walk my board up the beach, set it about a lifeguard stand or two up in front of me, and then I even walk a little bit further, which totally helps. And pretty much I end up going past where I started a lot of times, so doing pretty good. Winds were a little fickle here today, and I knew it was going to be a light day. So, but I said, hey, even if it's a light day, I'm going to try to go out and foil. So, I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, which is Sunday, the August 31st. That's when I'm getting this video done here. So, maybe I'll give it a shot tomorrow. I had a DJ at a wedding last night, and my ankles are pretty shot from having to stand on my feet all day. So, we'll see what they feel like in the morning. But the winds are supposed to be a little iffy, so maybe I'll just pump up the 14 and see what we can do. So just kind of sunk the board, and just trying to learn how to work through that. It's better than crashing and face planting, that's for sure. So quickly up and one-handed and kind of getting up on foil, which is nice. And getting a little bit of speed, which, it's gets a little scary when you're going fast, that's for sure. But, you see some of these guys out there just doing Mach 5 out there. I don't know how they do it. They get their little tiny foil and their, carbon fiber board, and they're full of lines. You hear the wind whistling through the lines. That's how fast they're going. Me, hey, I'm just mowing the grass, man. I'm just having a great time. Back and forth. I was struggling a lot this day too with my wetsuit. My zipper kept coming down, and I was fighting with that. And actually, I broke my zipper trying to pull it up to help rescue a a catamaran. He was struggling, had kids on the boat, and he was in the surf zone and not doing good. So I'm pulling the center lines here, trying to get the kite to fly. If I can get it to go up and then get some speed in the kite, then I'm good. The arms are short, so it's tough. I'm always having the bar way in, and that doesn't like to fly that way. So especially the Contra, you know, it's slow, but once it goes, it has a lot of power. A buddy of mine at the beach, he has a 15-meter Contra, one of the newer ones, and it seemed a lot lighter and a little bit more, the leading edge was a little bit smaller. This is a huge leading edge. I think this is a 2017. So still like the kite a lot. It's a great session saver from time to time, but I really haven't used the kite for about a year and a half now. I think I brought it out twice in the last couple of months. And this time was not probably the best opportunity to bring it out. I'd like to get the 11-meter out and see if I can get enough speed to put me up on the board, just because I can create more power now that I know what I'm doing a little bit better. But I still think I need the bigger surface area to really get me up on the board. I see guys out there running, 6-meter or 7-meter foil or kites, and they're not small guys, but they can generate some power and spin it around, and they struggle a little bit, but then once they get up, they're up. I think I just need to get some more time on foil, and then I can figure that piece out. But a lot of sinking and sink sessions, that's for sure. So winds were kind of dying out a little bit. I actually, my last run in, I just kind of fell back in the water and just body dragged back to the beach because things just weren't working out. Just not enough power. The winds were starting to change a little bit, and yeah, it was tough. So I can get up for a little while and then just kind of taxi along, but really heavy on the board, and just wasn't cooperating. So that's pretty much it, and I just kind of body drug back into the water. And there's a lot of swell coming in, so you got to be careful with that. Make sure you stay away from your board and foil, especially in the waves. Now that can definitely get a little tricky. And here comes another set coming in. I just kind of bailed the board and let it do its thing, and don't want to hurt myself or anybody else on the beach. But hey, this is Mikey Mike. Make sure to leave some comments down below. It's a little bit longer video, but these videos help me out, and you guys can watch along if you like. I go back and watch and see how I've progressed and what I did right or wrong throughout the video. So hey, it totally works out for me. Hey, and if you see me on the beach, give me a high five, say hi, and maybe we hook up. But yeah, a lot of fun kiteboarding and now foil boarding. Tons of fun. Belmont Shores in Long Beach, great place to learn, definitely. Watch out for those stingrays. Make sure you're doing that stingray shuffle. I've seen plenty of people get hit by those things, and that is scary. But quick land on the beach here. Yeah, that was a great day. All right, you guys have a great one. We'll see you soon. All right, man. Peace.